The system board is also known as the mainboard or motherboard. The system board controls communication for the entire computer system. All devices and components connect to the system board, including external devices like keyboards and monitors, and internal components like hard disks, drives, and microprocessors. The system board acts as a datapad and traffic monitor, allowing components to communicate efficiently with one another.
Mini ITX motherboard, Information Technology Extended. The Mini ITX is a motherboard created by VIA Technologies in 2001 and is designed with friendly power and a fairly small size.
System board components: sockets, connection point of chips. Chips, tiny circuit boards extended on squares of silicon. Silicon chips, semiconductor, or integrated circuit, mounted or on carrier pack eggs. Slots provide a connection point for specialist cards or circuit boards. Bus lines provide pathways that support communication among the various electronic components.
Components of the system board. CPU socket or socket processor. CPU socket, or often called socket processor, is a socket where the processor is installed. RAM memory slot or RAM slot. The RAM memory slot or RAM slot is the slot used to install RAM, random access memory, on the motherboard. 20-pin ATX power connector or port power. 20-pin power connector or port power function to connect the power connector from the power supply to the motherboard. Fan header. Fan header function to provide power to the fan installed in the heatsink processor and as a voltage provider for the processor fan. Port SATA, Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. Serial Advanced Technology Attachment function to connect a drive disk such as a SATA hard disk or CD-ROM type. Port IDE, Integrated Drive Electronic. Port IDE, Integrated Drive Electronics, function to connect a drive disk such as an IDE hard disk or CD-ROM type. USB header. USB header function to connect the USB front with the motherboard. South bridge. The south bridge is the main component that regulates data traffic between the processor and the memory system and the main channel of the motherboard. North bridge. North bridge is a supporting component of north bridge. PCI slot, PCI Express X1, PCI Express X16. PCI slot function to install various plug-in cards. PCI Express X1 function to place or install accessories such as wireless adapters, TV tuners, and so on. PCI Express X16 function to place or install a graphic card or VGA card to produce quality output to the monitor screen. AGP slot Accelerated Graphic Port. Accelerated Graphic Port function to place a graphic card or AGP type VGA card. BIOS Basic Input-Output System. The basic input-output system is permanent memory where data is stored, such as the data and setting of computer components. Baterai CMOS Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor. Complementary metal oxide semiconductor serve to store memory from the CMOS chip that contains the date, time, type of hardware, and other settings specifically for the computer. Types of system board or motherboard. AT Advanced Technology Motherboard. Advanced Technology is a motherboard that was first introduced by the IBM company in 1980. This motherboard has a fairly large physical shape. ATX motherboard Advanced Technology Extended. This motherboard was introduced in 1990 and its role replaced the previous motherboard. The physical form of this motherboard is rather small and the distance of each component has increased so that it is easy to install. Micro ATX motherboard. Micro ATX is a type of motherboard whose role is the same as ATX even for all its features. The difference lies in the physical shape of the motherboard is smaller. It is intended to reduce the number of input-output slots supported on the motherboard. LPX motherboard Low Profile Extended. This motherboard was created in 1990. It was created to reduce the use of space and cost. BTX motherboard Balanced Technology Extended. BTX motherboard are a type of motherboard that was created to reduce the use of power and excessive heat on a computer.